The polls are now open all across North Carolina for this year's primary election. You can see here the polls have been open for a little over an hour now. Hundreds of thousands of people will head to the voting booth to decide who will be on the ballot in the general election in November. Here's what you need to know before you go to the polls today. Voting continues until 7:30 this evening. If you're in line when that time comes, you will still be allowed to vote. Now, this year, you'll need to bring a photo ID to your polling place. That can be a driver's license, a passport, or other forms of ID approved by the Board of Elections. There will also be a slight delay in getting the results later this evening. That's because of a new law that doesn't allow any votes to be counted until after the polls close.
We are tracking the big races here in North Carolina. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from a polling place, the Briar Creek Community Center. And Laura, walk us through the ones voters will see on the ballot today.
Renee, we have already seen so many voters come here to Briar Creek to cast their ballot. As we know, North Carolina is among 16 states that'll have voters head to the polls today to help select the major party nominees for this November's presidential election. It's also today where North Carolina voters will select major party nominees for governor and a host of other statewide offices. Now, starting with the primary for the Republican presidential nomination, former President Donald Trump addressed voters Saturday in Greensboro, confident he'll be the one to take on President Biden. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley, former UN ambassador, views this Super Tuesday as an off-ramp for many Republicans and unaffiliated voters desperate to move the country forward. The primary elections for governor will set up one of the most watched gubernatorial races in the nation. The Democratic field includes Attorney General Josh Stein, former state Supreme Court Associate Justice Mike Morgan, former police chief Gary Fox, and Tryon Town Council member Sherelle Booker. The Republican field features Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, former prosecutor and trial attorney Bill Graham, and state treasurer Dale Falwell. We have numerous other statewide races, from insurance commissioner to attorney general, superintendent of public education, lieutenant governor, and more. And voters in different areas of the state will also vote in regional races, ranging from the U.S. House of Representatives down to state legislative seats, judges, and other positions. So in the next half hour, I'll explain some of the changes that voters need to know about that's different this year in order for their vote to count, and also when we'll see the results. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And this reminders, students in some school districts have the day off today on Election Day. Dozens of schools are polling sites and open to voters and volunteers. Wake, Orange, and Johnston County schools will not be holding classes today, as well as Chapel Hill Carrboro City schools. Students in the Durham Public School District, though, and Cumberland County schools do have classes today.
We'll have the fastest election results as they're counted on WRAL TV, WRAL.com, and the WRAL News app. Look for updates on all the big races every 30 minutes after the polls close on WRAL News Plus. You can find that on Channel 34 over the air, Spectrum Channel 1257, your smart TV, and mobile devices. Throughout the night, on air and online, we'll have insight and analysis from our NC Capitol team. For national coverage, NBC News will have a full wrap-up of Super Tuesday results from across the country at 10 p.m. on WRAL. Our team of reporters will have you covered with the local races at 10 o'clock on Fox 50 and at 11 on WRAL.